on in the morning. If you don't laugh like... The year was 1954. With their sturdy, broken-down microphones, they were headed for greatness in the American West. Jack and Ron in the morning. If you don't laugh like this, you're probably normal.
The following entertainment special contains mature subject matter. Parents may consider some of the program content unsuitable for children. Parental discretion is advised.
Go. It's the bad boys of radio. Here's Jack and Ron.
Well, hello. Everybody good? Yeah. It is Jack Dam Elliott, Ron Dam Williams, America's two favorite jackasses, right here at Othello's Italian Restaurant on another Monday. Monday, 1 o'clock. We do this each and every Monday at 1 o'clock. Live from Othello's on Facebook and our YouTube page. And then all the audio is extracted and then distributed on all the podcast sites you can think of. iHeartMedia Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, TuneIn, Dweezer, Spreaker, Hugamanga, Raku, Kadadada.
Who comes up with all of these names?
I don't know, but they're all...
We're on Spreaker.
Yeah.
Why did you come up with Spreaker?
Spreaker, yeah. But we're on there.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. And we're here at Othello's, and there's this is the one in Edmond, 1 South Broadway in historic downtown Edmond. Love this place. Great Italian food. Monday, it's Build Your Own Pasta Day, where you pick the pasta. You want linguine, you want spaghetti noodles, whatever it might be, and then you pick the sauce. Alfredo, red sauce, what will it be? Oh, and you pick your protein. You want sausage, you want beef, you want maybe chicken. Put it all together, $12.50. You ain't going to get a deal like that anywhere else.
Why don't all three of us some Monday just come down here and show them how much we can eat?
I think we go ahead and have a pasta explosion. Sound like a good deal? We'll just come here at 4 o'clock when they open, because they don't open till 4. Got to point that out, too. And they have a location in Norman on Campus Corner down there. Another Othello's down there, and they are so good. So check that out. We've got a lot to cover here today. We've got Ask Jack and Ron email. Sleazy, trashy showbiz report. We've got a bunch of audio. Roy, the movie guy, is going to be with us. Too Tough Trivia is coming up in just a flash. Dumbass joke of the day, Tribond. We even have a bonus audio of Donald Trump sharing his thoughts on Halloween. That'll be coming up. And you'll want to hang around for that.
Yeah, that's Trump.
You'll want to hang around for that because this is later in the podcast. So please continue watching and supporting the #1 video podcast in America.
Now, there's also something, mistaken identity, that I experienced yesterday. I was out eating dinner.
All right.
And this lady came up, and Mary Moon and John, her husband.
Really?
Yep. And boy,
how cool is that?
It was nice. She came right up to me, and I was sitting across the booth from my lady, and then all of a sudden she came in and leaned down and said, "Jack Elliott."
How cool is that?
How are you doing? And finally I said, "No, Ron Williams." Oh, yes. I'm
I
so
know.
sorry. And we went on, and they set her in the booth right behind us.
In the presidential section.
Yeah,
More
more or less.
It's funny because I get that all the time. I know you probably, well, no, I think you'll buy it. You'll believe it. I get people all the time, "Hey, Ron, how's it going?" I'll go, "Great, thanks for asking." And then like his friend will say, "Hey, that's not Ron, it's Jack." And I say, "Yeah, I know. People confuse us all the time. We look so damn much alike. So don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay."
I was sitting there talking, and I was saying, I wonder how many times Jack has done something and I've gotten blamed for it.
Or vice versa.
How many times has he skated with no
You just never know.
Backlash whatsoever.
By the way, we got to say hi to Mike Lauderdale, Brian Maxey, and Chandra Taylor, along with Orisa and Martinez Flores.
Wow.
Holy cow!
What that's a long name.
I like that name.
Now, do you? I wonder in school or anything else, check wise or whatever, does she have to write all of that out? Orisa and Martinez.
Can you imagine
Flores.
signing a check with that? Holy cow!
Gee.
Can you fit it if you have an office? Can you fit that all in one door? Will that fit on your nameplate on your desk? That's a big name. Orisa and Martinez Flores. Very nice. All right.
Very good.
We've got to get, let me see. Oh, want to mention, too, major sponsor of the show is Flash Hauler. You ever need to haul anything, be it a sofa, a couch, refrigerator, whatever, Flash Hauler has drivers all over the city, all over the state. You contact them through Flash Hauler, FLASHOLR.com, flashhauler.com, and they can take care of it usually within a matter of hours. It's not like waiting. They're the game changer in the moving industry.
Yeah, let them do all the heavy work for you. You know, I don't know, it's just something about moving, talking about packing all that stuff up, got to move it to the truck or whatever the case may be. Let them handle all of that for you.
Darn right.
While you sit back with a martini or whatever the case may be and watch.
By the way, John Bennett jumped online and says, woohoo, as he does each and every week on our Facebook page. Be sure to share this Facebook page with everybody on your list. You've got friends, family, others in your your list of acquaintances. Go ahead and share this podcast with them. And by the way, Orisa Ann Martinez Flores says, I really do sign my checks with the full name.
Whoa.
They must have to issue you bigger checks than most people.
Or it goes all the way to the other end.
All right, we'll tell you more about Flash Hauler here in just a bit. But first, we got to get to the Too Tough Trivia question for the day.
This is an easy one.
Hi.
This is so easy. You know, the Olympics coming up, it'll be in Los Angeles.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell me this. What country has never hosted the Olympics? You think about how long the Olympics have been around, but there's one country that has never, ever hosted the Olympics.
I'm going to say Greenland.
Good guess.
Yeah.
It's not it.
Not right, but a good guess.
There's a
a lot of countries that haven't hosted it.
Your mic is dead.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
No.
A little bit, but barely. Crank. Screw it. Here, we got it now? Yeah.
Everybody skip
There, we're
rehearsal
starting
this
to hear
week.
you a little bit
Yeah.
better now. By the way, my wife is watching today. Hello, Cindy. Love of my life. And Dylan Cruz checking us out. Says, howdy, guys.
Howdy to you too, my man.
Hey.
Isn't like every country hosted or not hosted it?
Yes.
Like a lot of countries hasn't hosted it.
Ron said
But
there's
this
just
country
one.
has never hosted the Olympics. You know, because you have, it may be in this city or maybe in that, but
Ghana.
it's in that country.
Ghana?
Ghana. Is Ghana a country?
Is Ghana a country or part of a country?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it's part of a country.
I think it's a country.
Really?
Uh-huh.
No, we'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to
let's-
Siri.
Yeah, this is
Iran.
Ethiopia.
Iraq.
yeah.
We'll get the answer at the end of this
I
podcast.
think I'm
We'll
naming
find
a
out.
bunch of
Good
countries
God.
that haven't hosted it.
You back in school again. All right, now name me all these. No, never mind. All right.
We'll get to the answer at the end of this podcast. So that means you have to hang in there for the full hour. And that means about 55 minutes from now, you'll get your answer. Right now, what we do is a thing called Asinine Trivia contest we came up with years ago to sort of offset some of the things the sales department would throw at us to give away. And we knew that the prize was, well, certainly not worthy of a big, tough question.
Say crap, man. It was crap.
Crappy gift. So what we do, we give people questions that are easy enough. We could, like that, give away the prize. So what we do here is we test Richard with Asinine Trivia.
All right, man.
Are you ready? Question number 1, Richard. What fruit grows on an apple tree?
Apples.
Got it.
Wow.
Question number
You
2.
hesitated for a moment.
What do most barbers cut?
Hair.
Hair is right. Good job. Finally,
Answer the last one, Bob.
I don't know. This is a pretty tough question.
Bob from Othello's is here helping out. He's kind of the lifeline for Richard if Richard gets stumped. All right, here we go. Name the 2 guys who have won more broadcast awards than any other
Jack and Ron.
broadcasters in Oklahoma.
Who is Jack and Ron?
There you go. Who is Jack and Ron? You got it. Good job.
Top of mind. Top of mind. Where
it.
it should be.
There you go. Way to go, Bob. Bob from Othello's gets the answer. And by the way, Bob, thanks for letting us come in here each and every Monday and completely turn this place upside down for an hour or 2. We appreciate you and your family doing such good work and allowing us to come in here and do our work. Always good to be here.
That's pretty good. I like the way you said that. Goes for me too.
We were just talking about all the great Italian food you offer here at Othello's in Edmond, as well as the Othello's on Campus Corner in Norman, and how today, Monday, is Build Your Own Pasta Day. And that's quite a deal. And, and to top it off, pretty doggone good price point, I might add. So check it out. And, oh, by the way, is it still 2-for-1 parm on Tuesdays?
On Tuesdays, yes.
Tuesdays, 2-for-1 parm.
Chicken parm, eggplant parm, veal parm.
Veal parm, all three. Wow. So 2-for-1 parm on Tuesday. You can't go wrong with that. Who's going to make an offer like that? Only place I know, Othello's.
Yeah.
There you go.
We stay open just a little bit earlier so we get here in time for lunch.
Well, they've got around the corner right over here, just down the road here, almost next door. We can come here a little earlier, have lunch or breakfast or lunch around the corner, and then come up here. How's that?
Oh, that's fine, but I won't be able to. Can I order pasta over there? I can't order pasta.
I don't think they sell pasta
Well,
over there.
see,
But you can,
They have discount on coffee for senior citizens, though.
there you go, Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your coffee deal. All right, got some things I wanted to cover here real quick. First off, maybe you saw the Kansas City Chiefs game yesterday. The big word on the social internet, all that social stuff was, early in the day with all those young girls that are called Swifties, was the fact that the word was getting around. Taylor's going to the airport to get on her private jet.
Yep.
And it looks like she's flying to Kansas City to go to the game. Wouldn't it be nice to have your own private jet you can get on to go fly to go to a football game? And then,
Well, when you think about how much money
yeah,
this woman has, and we'll find out a little bit later on with
She got like
Roy,
a
the
little
movie guy.
religion now.
she what?
It's like she got like a religion now. Like they.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
got a cult following.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a cult thing.
And now they've
I don't know
got.
how good that is.
And I've seen people on the internet saying, I'm really tired of seeing Taylor Swift at the Kansas City Chiefs game. What's the deal? I'm really sick of this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, hey, chill. She got enough money to buy the team. So maybe cool your jets. Because she really, has done nothing wrong. She just has a boyfriend that happens to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. She goes to the game, and it's really the, personnel running the cameras and the director and all that.
Oh, well,
sports broadcast, they like to
say
put her up there.
Football has never been more popular as far as when the Chiefs play. We've got something very, very special concerning Taylor Swift and the Kansas City Chiefs a little bit later on when we get to Hollywood Update, my friend.
Oh, we got a friend
You'll be
named
surprised.
a listener, a guy who listened to us for 20-some years on the radio, who also checks us out online. He lives in Kansas City. His name is Jim Flath. And here on our Facebook feed, he says the Taylor Swift noise here in Kansas City is stupid. I bet it is kind of over the top in Kansas City. But at any rate, God, just think about Dylan even mentioned this. Dylan Cruz says jet fuel prices. How much is that? But hey, she's Taylor Swift. She can afford it. There's probably a few people you can think of who could do that. She's one of them. So,
well, at this particular point too, maybe she took some folks along with her. They had to pay, and the whole 9 yards. But
I don't think she's charging her friends.
She's probably writing it all off.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've been friends with a number of people, and they charged, not on a jet per se, but for whatever they were doing. I'm thinking, all right, hey buddy, hey pal, okay, that's $34.44. What?
Hey, speaking of TV, I don't know if you a lot of people watched that game yesterday. That was a pretty good game too. Saturday Night Live. I don't know if you saw it, but it's my opinion, it was one of the worst Saturday Night Lives I've ever seen. I mean, unless maybe you spoke Spanish.
Who hosted?
It was Bad Bunny. And Bad Bunny's from Puerto Rico. And a lot of the show was Spanish. And I'm thinking, wait, am I watching Telemundo? And, of course, he only sings in Spanish because he's from Puerto Rico, which is fine. But there were bits well, of course, a lot of the bits that they've been doing on Saturday Night Live have been falling short of anything great.
Look what's
over
going.
the years.
Look what's going on. You come back, and what's the first thing you encounter is a war.
Yeah.
And but let me tell you about Bad Bunny, #1 album in the country.
Yeah, I know. And it's just
it's like okay,
yeah, okay. But and for my tastes, fine musically, but I don't understand Spanish. Do you?
We need to get you D-lingo.
Yeah, I mean, get me delingoed.
Let's see how many years. I had 1 year of Spanish.
I had a couple.
And that 1 year kept me from going for 2.
All I can, the only thing I know how to say is dos cervezas, por favor, señor. That and baño. So I know how to order a beer and how to find the bathroom.
Casa.
Mi casa, su casa. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, that's a good way. I don't know if that babble, if that's the way they teach Spanish or what, but I think a lot of times by doing these little snippets like that, you can learn it little by little because you know what you're talking about. When
that's how those apps do.
Yeah.
They give you little.
Yeah.
Shove it down your throat.
Well, Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones was on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon Friday night. And he might as well have been speaking Spanish half the time. It's hard to sometimes understand what Keith is saying, but he's been like that all his life. Now, tonight, I understand, Mick Jagger will be on with Jimmy Fallon. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right.
And I'm trying to remember, I don't know what show, was it on? No, you watched Saturday Night Live, and if they were there, you'd know about it. It's some show that Mick Jagger and Lady Gaga were doing some duets. They were jamming together on stage.
Oh, this was in New York, kind of an impromptu deal at a small club.
The Rocket, I think.
Yeah, and it's like to hold maybe 200 people. Anyway, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards and Lady Gaga and Ron Woods all got out on stage and they performed kind of to introduce the new album that just was released Friday called Hackneyed Diamonds. Hackneyed Diamonds is the name of the new Rolling Stones album. I wonder, here's
they're running out of names for these albums.
Here's what I wonder. Are there any radio stations in Oklahoma City that have the smarts to play the new single off that album called Angry? I haven't heard it. I mean, and I don't listen to every radio station in town, but I listen enough. Why would you not play a song that's that much? I've listened to it a number of times. It's a monster. It's got more hooks than a tackle box, as they say. The damn thing is great. And I wonder, is it because the Rolling Stones are so beyond that they say, they'll sell a gazillion copies anyway. Well, we don't have to go out and promote them.
But what about just plain old good music?
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. If a song is good, you like it, you jam to it, and things of that nature.
I agree. It
be
doesn't
smart
matter
enough to play it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me who wrote it, who's performing it. If it's a good song, play it. So radio stations in Oklahoma City, wake up. Shake the cobwebs out. Realize.
You've been showing your grip on reality for the last few years.
Yeah.
So maybe we shouldn't be surprised.
No doubt about that. Oh, I had a couple other things I wanted to touch on before we get to some audio. By the way, we got great audio coming up today. You're going to love this stuff. This almost sounds like some sort of TikTok hack, but Papa John's, the pizza place. Last week we talked about Domino's offering what they call their escape pizza or emergency pizza, I guess it is, where if you earn enough rewards, you then have an emergency pizza. And when you feel it's an emergency, you can call Domino's and you get that pizza delivered free. And you don't have to pay because your rewards cover it. But here's the deal what Papa John's is doing. They've debuted a new dessert. Crushed up Twix bars wrapped in pizza dough. And they've also got cheesecake filling inside. So you got cheesecake filling, crunched up Twix bars, and wrapped in pizza dough with a caramel dipping sauce. They call it the Twix Papa Bites. You think it sounds pretty? It's only $5.
I call it a trip to the restroom.
Sounds good. You got my curiosity.
You want to go?
You
got your curiosity. All right.
I think I'll regret it, but I'm curious about it.
Okay, let us know if you
didn't
go.
mention any protein in there.
No. What do you need protein for? So, okay, Richard, if you go, be sure to take video, bring it back, and we'll show it next week. Okay? And that's the Twix Papa Bites. You get 8 of them for $5. That's a hell of a deal.
How big are they?
They didn't say. But there you go. Cheesecake filling with crushed Twix bars, caramel dipping sauce wrapped in pizza dough.
It's 5 of them. I bet you they're pop size. You pop them right in your mouth.
8 of them for $5.
Yeah.
Hell of a deal. All right, very good. Here's another thought, or quick little story I found. 28-year-old woman in Florida arrested this week after she was caught driving a Dodge Charger. Not the Challenger, but a Dodge Charger. By the way, the reason she was arrested, it was painted in the same black and bronze paint scheme as the Florida Highway Patrol trooper cars. Even had a light bar.
Okay. She was all right up to that particular point.
I was about to say, maybe she just bought it from the
Yeah. Well, at first she claimed she bought it that way, but then she admitted that she was a security guard and she had the car wrapped like that to look like, a state trooper. She had it wrapped on purpose. She said, quote, "I fell in love with the color scheme." She also admitted she added the blue and white light bar on the roof. She was charged with imitating a Florida Highway Patrol unit, misusing a dealer plate, and driving a vehicle with no registration. And that's great.
They got her for a number of stuff other than a paint job.
No doubt.
I'll tell you.
Brilliant.
I'll tell you something else. In Georgia, I've never heard of a $1.4 million fine for speeding.
I haven't either, but I think I know the story you're talking about.
Yeah, this is they call it stay in place, and I think this is the first time it's ever been used. It's been there for a while. No one's ever used it until now. The guy was going, 98 and a
50 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And they put a $1.4 million ticket on him. 9 times out of 10, he won't have to pay it.
Right.
But it was enough to go ahead and get some national attention. And maybe to tell you some of those hot riders out there, kind of slow down a little bit.
Slow down a bit. Yeah. By the way, Mike Lauderdale says you all need to get Ronnie K on for a special guest. Oh, yeah, Ronnie, who used to work over at a local radio station who's no longer there. He'd be a good...
he'd be great, man. And especially if we get him at the point where, come on now, tell us the truth. And then off we go.
What really happened? Okay.
Now, you party, and, of course, I know Richard parties sometimes. Now there's a new rule for the youngers, the millennials or whatever, that lets you know when you get on the dance floor if you're old. Remember this. You know how you dance sometimes, like you raise the roof and you do all that. You put those arms down. They say anytime you dance with your arms up in the air, it shows that you're old.
Huh. Here's the good thing on my behalf, and maybe yours too. I don't know. I don't dance ever, so I don't get out on the dance floor.
Jack, you like you can cut a rug.
Oh, I probably could, but
I tell you the way to do it, and the way I plan on doing it. If it's a big crowd where you get in there and you can hardly move around, oh man, I'm dynamite.
Yeah. You got the 1-2 step.
Yeah, that's it.
Go.
That's it. But you don't want to be in a dance situation where slowly but surely they clear the floor and then you're out there by yourself. Yeah,
there you go, John Travolta.
Yeah.
We got some audio to get to. College basketball announcer, a big-time college basketball announcer, a guy I'm sure we both really respect and really, have listened to over the years and watched. He's been battling vocal cancer, been unable to speak until just last week when he posted this emotional message on, it used to be Twitter, it's now X, from his doctor's office. You remember Dick Vitale, right?
Yeah. Now, wait, is this going to be sad? Am I going to be sad when this is over?
Oh, I think you'd be okay because he's excited that he's actually able to talk. So let's listen to Dick.
Hi, everybody. Dick Vitale. This is the first time I've been able to speak. I'm emotional. I'm excited. I didn't speak now. You got to understand, for 7 months, you're the first people hearing my voice in a long, long time. But here is the best. Dr. Vitale.
Dick had gone through a number of procedures to manage the disease, and then he's done remarkably well. The tissues are all healed because I see no evidence of the cancer whatsoever.
Take care. I love all of you, and I thank all of you for your prayers and your unbelievable love you've sent me. It meant so much to me. I tell you, it's been tough, but boy, I just say have faith, think positive, and I've tried to do that. God bless all of you.
Good stuff from Dick Vitale. Glad to hear he's on the mend. And
he's on the mend. It sounds like he's really on the mend to me.
Well, I hope it's.
I'm happy for him too. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that he seems to be progressing as rapidly as he is. But it doesn't sound like he's on the mend to me.
Well, maybe it takes a little longer to really develop. Get the vocal cords reshaped and what have you. All I know is, boy, is he not one of the most popular of all time basketball announcers for college basketball? That guy has always been, people love that guy. I mean, because he was a broadcast sports announcer, whatever, but he had a hell of a personality to go with it, which I really like. You know what I just realized? It's time to take a break, but don't go away. We've got, Donald Trump's Halloween address, or Donald Trump's, information on what he thinks Halloween should be. It'll be coming up here in a bit, and we've got email, Roy the Movie Guy, what else? Dumbass Joke, Tribon, so much more. But we got to take a quick break. Back in a flash. Hang on.
Hey, Jack, BK, I need some wings. Are you guys up there?
Affirmative. Your backup is cloud-based. It's all on the cloud nowadays.
That's funny. But you guys have the wings?
Winger, Jack, winger. Winger. Hey, they had a couple of big hits back in the 80s, remember? Winger, big hair.
Great wings don't just fall from the sky. They come from Louie's, where we're preparing food fresh daily. Come try one of our great new sandwiches. Or wings with any of 7 delicious sauces. Louie's, we're in your neighborhood.
We've got this down to a science. Over. Yeah.
Hey, Al, I thought we were meeting at Othello's.
Hey, Jack, I am at Othello's.
Well, I'm looking around, and I don't see you. Oh, wait, are you at Othello's in Edmond?
No, I'm at Othello's in Campus Corner in Norman.
Oh, great. Well, fortunately, both Othello's have great Italian food.
They sure do, and I'm having the baked ziti.
Ooh, I'm having chicken marsala.
Let's continue with the meeting.
Yeah, sure thing, over the phone, but I need one thing.
What's that?
Your credit card number, because you're buying. Othello's Italian Restaurant on Campus Corner in Norman and in downtown Edmond. You bought it online, and now you need to haul that big couch. Flash hauler it. Bought a washer or dryer and need to transport it from the seller's location to yours? Flash hauler it. Have office furniture to move across town? Flash hauler it. Car breakdown and you need a tow? Flash hauler it. Anytime you need furniture or appliances moved or need a tow, Flash hauler it. Haul it, tow it, deliver it with Flash Hauler. Download the Flash Hauler app free. Do it now. Flash Hauler. All right. Hey, by the way, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Flash Hauler here in a flash. But be sure to go ahead and share this video podcast on Facebook with all your friends, relatives, enemies, or whoever. Share this with as many people as you can. It's real important, and it helps us out a lot, too. And, of course, it helps those people out who might not be aware that they could be tuning into this phenomenal #1 video podcast in America.
Hard to believe, but it's true.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Flash Hauler, they are the game changer in the moving industry and now the game changer in the senior moving industry. They have integrated all senior living centers in the state of Oklahoma. They've integrated with them, and they go ahead. And if you're looking to downsize, you got a parent, a grandparent, or whoever, looking to downsize and move into maybe a 55-plus or older community or a senior center, they've teamed up with every one of them. They can help you get there. They can help you locate a place, locate the one that's right for you or your significant other, your family member or whatever. They can take care of it for you.
Oh, they have it all laid out as far as what the place looks like, and you can point to, I want this here, I want that to go there. I mean, it's just that simple, man.
Yep.
It's one of the services they offer at Flash Hauler.
All you got to do, go online, check out Flash Hauler. I know you've got a grandparent, an uncle, and aunt, and they're thinking maybe it's time to go into a senior community where they don't have to maintain the yard and take care of all those other things that come with home ownership. So go ahead, go to flashhauler.com, FLASHOLR.com, flashhauler.com. All the information right there for you. All right. We've got to get to email because we get a ton of it, and people have so many questions for us. It's unbelievable. You'd think we were some sort of psychoanalysts or psychologists.
We've lived long enough to solve any problem.
Pretty much so. So here we go with the Jack and Ron email.
Dear Jack and Ron, my son has a friend. They've been friends forever, but lately his buddy is just getting a little too familiar. He now feels comfortable just going to our fridge, doing what he wants to do, turning on our TV, and generally making himself at home. Well, the straw was broken when he took a beer from the fridge. Now, my hubby wants to ban him. What to do? He's my son's best friend. Now, they're both 16 years old.
Oh, well, the beer's got to go. I mean,
yeah, when you go, of all the things you can do if you're running in and out of folks' homes, bathrooms, kitchens and stuff, You don't go take a man's beer out of the fridge.
No,
you don't do that.
And I did have friends whose houses we all became, in the neighborhood we lived in. We were close, and I'd go to their house, and they'd say, "Oh, if you want something to drink, just go in the fridge and get it." I'm not talking about a beer because we were in our teens, 14, 15.
I thought that's
just
especially when you get a beer.
Go in there and grab a soda or whatever, iced tea or something. But we had, we were so close at the time, and we developed that every single day at each other's house relationship that, you felt comfortable and knew there was no problem, and we welcomed it, But no 16-year-olds going into my fridge to grab my beer.
Yeah, I mean, what happens if that family has a daughter and his 16-year-old decides to get a little bit too familiar? And there's something about, who it reminded me of?
Who's that?
Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver. He'd come in, "Hello, Mrs. Cleveland," all that. It's like, no, you're shucking and jiving, man.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't walk all over the house like you live here.
Sorry, you just got to restrict them, at least in that regard, especially with the beer. By the way, Maryland.
Yeah, I was checking that out,
says,
man.
"My favorite guys for years, love you guys, and no, I don't mess with my husband's beer." Oh, that's pretty good. She goes, "Hell no, I don't mess with his beer." Very good. Okay, is Roy the movie guy joining us? He is joining us today. All right. Roy the movie guy always gives us a synopsis of what's going on at the theater and what's coming out. So let's hear from Roy, the movie guy.
Thank you, guys. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Now let's talk about what's opening up this weekend at the box office. But first, we're going to talk about the top 5 movies and what they made this past weekend. Coming in at number 5 was The Nightmare Before Christmas, the 30th anniversary re-release with $4.1 million. Number 4 was Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie with $4.5 million. Number 3 was The Exorcist Believer with $5.6 million. Number 2 was Killers of the Flower Moon with $23 million. And finally, number 1 was Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour with $31 million. Now let's talk about what's opening up this weekend at the box office. We have 2 new titles. The first one is opening up not only in theaters on Friday, but on the streaming service Peacock, and that is Five Nights at Freddy's, starring Josh Hutcherson and Matthew Lillard. A troubled security guard begins working at Freddy's Fazbear's Pizzeria. While spending his first night on the job, he realizes the late shift at Freddy's won't be so easy to make it through. Rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour and 50 minutes long. Up next we have Freelance, starring John Cena, Alison Brie, Alice Eve, and Christian Slater. Stuck in a dead-end desk job, former Special Forces operative Mason Pettis reluctantly takes on a freelance gig to provide a private security for a washed-up journalist as she interviews a ruthless dictator. When a military coup breaks out, just as she's about to get the scoop of a lifetime, the unlikely trio must figure out how to survive the jungle and one another to make it out alive. Rated R with a runtime of 1 hour and 49 minutes long. And that's a look at what's opening up this weekend at the box office. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Roy, thanks. Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't know why. That sounds interesting to me. Maybe it's just...
I've seen some of the...
That's a video game,
clips.
Actually.
Yeah, I've seen some clips from it, man.
You're in this weird, old school Chuck E. Cheese type electronic place.
Oh, cool.
And those animals are trying to kill you.
Animatronics come alive, man.
Yeah.
I've noticed, and I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but there's so many utterly scary movies that are out right now, and I'm just trying to think.
I'm too much of a punk. I can't watch them.
Well, see, I don't like them that much as well. Have you seen Terrifier?
I don't watch scary movies.
Oh, okay.
Well, you really don't?
No, I get nightmares.
All right.
Wow.
Terrifier and there's Terrifier 2 are two of the bloodiest, scariest movies you ever want to see. And it makes you kind of hesitant to take the trash outside. All I know is I'm about tired of all the real scary movies.
What I really liked was years ago when they came out with Silent Night, Deadly Night, that axe wielding Santa Claus. That was so cool. I thought that was a real cool concept. That all of a sudden, sort of like they took Santa to the extreme to where Santa wasn't the nice guy, kind of like clowns. Everybody always thought clowns are so good. Now look at it, in these different movies that feature psycho clowns. It's all. It's they've taken all the good and turned it bad.
And see, this is the part I don't know. I have this feeling about some of the older movies. They're bringing them back to. You mentioned clowns. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I know Richard hasn't at this point. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I have.
You have seen that?
It's insane.
It's crazy, and it's like what? But you know what? It has the shock value. Not that it's really scary, but it's the shock value as far as when they pop out and things that they do, and it gets me. Now Dylan is saying, "Hey Ron, it's Halloween." Yeah, I know it's Halloween, but they've been showing these scary movies forever. And if your child is at home right now and all of a sudden decides to sleep in your bed, start asking him or her or them, what are you watching on television? And remember,
probably ain't Paw Patrol.
Yeah, what was that? Santa's Sleigh, and when and Santa's Sleigh is not SL, the regular sleigh. It's like kill somebody.
Yeah,
Santa's Sleigh. So
all right,
it's crazy, but yeah, it's Halloween and. Got what, another week and a half?
Which means we're not going to be here next week, by the way, because I want to go trick-or-treating with my granddaughters, and they're in Cincinnati, which makes it difficult to do from afar. I don't want to do it on a Zoom. I want to be there with them. So going to Cincinnati to help them do their trick-or-treating, that'll be a lot of fun next week. So we'll be off next Monday, but then return maybe the following Monday. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, that depends on how this little excursion of yours goes.
Yeah, you just never notice.
Dylan also wrote Bloody Christmas. Have y'all seen that? No, I haven't seen Bloody Christmas.
I don't think I've seen that one either, but I'm going to put it on my list, Dylan. Thanks for the tip. All right, we got a clip of audio for you. It's a Grubhub driver in California. Those doggone drivers. Grubhub driver, California, caught on a restaurant's cameras eating a customer's food in the parking lot.
What?
Here's Martin Luzanella. Martin Luzanella is the CEO of Mexihana's Hibachi Grill. Mexihana's Hibachi Grill. He's talking about the hungry driver. Listen up.
I noticed that he was untying the bag and started chowing down on the food. Grubhub hits us back and says, hey, you know what? This customer didn't get enough shrimp, or this customer didn't get his fried rice, or this customer didn't get his garlic noodles. Well, of course, your drivers are buffeting on their food.
The drivers are taking the food. So, of course, the recipient didn't get all the food. And so what they were doing is calling the restaurant and saying, hey, you missed out. You didn't bring my shrimp. You didn't bring this. You didn't bring that. And they check and double check. Well, yeah, we did send that. And then, of course, they catch. Now, how ignorant is that? The driver's sitting in the parking lot, video cameras running, because there's cameras everywhere these days.
He's chomping
down, eating the customer's food. Well, there you go.
I wonder what happened as far as all the individuals whose the food was originally intended for. I wonder how they dealt with that.
Good question.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you say we get to
news of the I'll be damned?
Well, bring it on.
Thieves will steal just about anything from just about anyone. Someone in the UK stole 36 porta potties from a racetrack.
Why?
And how big
what kind of party are they planning?
What kind of vehicle did they have? Somebody stole 35 porta potties from a racetrack. Oh, get this part. Some of them were full when they were stolen.
Okay, thank you.
That means there are probably multiple thieves, and it probably took them multiple trips, no matter what type of vehicle they had. You can't take 35 unless you had a semi-tractor trailer, maybe. The porta potties were owned by a toilet rental company. How'd you like to own a toilet rental company?
I think it's lucrative.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, enough for somebody to come by and steal them. But
I think it would.
They were full?
They were full. In other words, they had been used.
No.
People had gone potty in them.
No.
So the porta potties are owned by a toilet rental company. Each unit, they say, is not cheap. They can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. The more expensive toilets are the ones for disabled users, and 2 of those were among the 35 that they stole. Police are investigating. It's unclear if they've picked up the scent.
Oh, jeez.
Who writes this stuff?
I'm trying to remember the last time I used a porta potty, and it was at Stars and Stripes Park.
My God.
A friend and I, we were walking and decided to really kick it into gear. That was some time ago, as you can imagine, and had to go. And there was this porta potty, and they've changed since the last time, before this one that I used a porta potty. Now they have this special section for this, this special section for that,
they have all that blue water that's disinfectant and all that.
It's updated.
Yeah,
and I felt so uncomfortable. I almost didn't go.
No, you want to know the last time I used one? It's easier for a guy because we can just stand there and let loose.
If that's what we have to do.
Yeah, if you're just going number one, it's really heck. You can go out in the bushes. But the last time I used a porta potty, true story, I was in Choctaw at Oktoberfest, and they had a whole line of porta potties, and I had to go because we were drinking,
like whales.
What's that?
You were drinking like whales.
Yeah, we were drinking like there was no tomorrow. We were having plenty of beverages.
Was it clean?
It was.
Wasn't that bad?
Yeah, it was good.
You can hang out in there?
Yeah, well, I don't want to hang out in there.
What if that's your job? Go clean those porta potties.
Yeah, wouldn't that be the worst job in the world?
I quit. Thank you.
It's either cleaning the porta potties or maybe
take a hose and just.
Oh, what now? At some point in time,
something has to be wiped down.
Yeah, and you're gonna let it drip dry? No, I mean
that or
somebody with a big hose or whatever.
I wouldn't. I don't think I'd enjoy that job, or being a septic tank cleaner.
Septic tank looks aggressive.
Yeah, I'm not into that either.
That's what when I lived down about a mile or two away from you. I
remember that. You had a septic, right?
We had a septic tank.
As do we.
And it was like, oh, no. And you start reading about what happens if something goes wrong and how to prevent it. I used every preventative measure I could. I didn't want anything backing up or overflowing or anything else.
Usually if you just put that
Rid-X
in your toilet
once
every month. Put a box of Rid-X in there.
Yep.
And it usually keeps everything because it's all that biodegradable and what have you
That's
stuff.
exactly what I did.
Yep. There you go. Well,
I hated that, man.
We got another good, this is a great clip of audio. We talked about this last week, and I said I was going to try to find it. We had a guy who used to pop into the studio, the radio studio, more often than maybe we'd like. But it was the radio station's overnight intern, the radio station overnight intern, Louie. Yep, Louie, the overnight intern. Maybe some of you remember him. On this occasion, he popped in to give us an update on his dating situation because he had been dating our producer, a girl named Macy. So here is Louie, the overnight intern, with his dating update.
Well, I thought I'd come back and tell you about my day because everything been going on today. Didn't have time to tell you.
Yeah, we're very interested in you, and you seem pretty hopped up and very, very on point about this, man. What is it with you and this young lady?
Louie, the overnight intern.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm no longer with Macy, as you know. I'm no longer dating Macy, your producer. And I had a wonderful day yesterday with my new girlfriend, Colita. We went to the hospital emergency room to see if any gunshot wounds or people with chainsaw accident would come in. Colita, she enjoyed a date like that, and that's the kind of girl I like. Macy wouldn't want to do nothing like that. Macy was just real obstinate about things like that. And we like to go, so we went to the hospital to watch the emergency room to see about people with gunshot wounds and all. Colita enjoyed the date, and then I told her how my old girlfriend, Macy, your producer, never liked that kind of date because Macy didn't like to see open flesh wounds. I thought it was weird, and that's one reason I got rid of Macy. You know I got rid of her, right?
Well, that's my understanding. At least that's the rumor that's been spreading around.
Well. And then I told my new girlfriend, Colita, that my old girlfriend, Macy, liked to go to funerals for a date. Macy did. And then
funerals?
She would look up in the newspaper on the obituaries where the people died and when the memorial service would take place. And then she wanted to go to see the memorial service for different dead people. That's what Macy. And then on our date, she would walk up to the person's, if they had like an open coffin at the funeral.
Yeah.
She'd walk up and give the person a kiss on the lips, the dead person. Yeah. And then we go to Waffle House for scrambled eggs.
You know, this is really strange because
I don't know what it was, Macy, but I ended up dropping her because of this.
Yeah. Well, you know, when we hear her version of it, she says that she dropped She dropped you. Yeah.
Well, the story changes now, huh? A little backward.
Yeah. Well. So I don't know. Well, it's a shame that you all couldn't make it, but we're real happy that you and your current
girlfriend, Colita.
Yeah, that you're kicking it. You both seem to be perfectly in sync with each other.
Yeah, we seem to be right on the same page in the same paragraph in the book. And I'll tell you what, I decided to get away from Macy, and I started dating Colita, and we are having a wonderful life together. And I would like to share that story with Macy, too, and let her know that, things don't always work out for two people. But in the end, you eventually find the right person, and I found Colita.
Now, do you think that Macy has found someone as yet? I mean, you seem to bounce back pretty fast.
It's going to be very hard for Macy to find somebody, let me tell you. Having dated her, she's going to have a hard time. Got a hard life ahead of her. Okay? She's going to be lonely for a long time.
Oh, man.
She's going to be sitting around looking through her fingers. Well, so that's the way it goes. All right. Well, it was good to know, Louis, that everything's going well with your current girlfriend. I'm glad. And maybe you can update us from time to time on your daily routine with the current girl. Because you've blasted through 2 or 3 of them now in the last couple months.
Yeah.
What was it, Rosita? Yeah, Rosita, she got to be a real pain. I got rid of her, and then I got Macy and got rid of her, and now I got Colita.
Yeah, you know what? I have to take back some of the things I was thinking and saying about you. You're a player. You are a player.
There you go. He is a player. And I remember subsequently, after he hooked up with Colita, he started telling us stories, and we'll try to find some of these in the archives, stories of how he and Colita and her mom would go to the movies and how he started hitting on the mom. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
That was hard. Those programs were hard R's. Back then, they were real hard R's.
All right. Okay, we got to get to the next element of this incredible #1 video podcast in America, a podcast we hope you are sharing with all your friends on Facebook and wherever else.
Shame on it if you're not.
Share, and share alike. Got to get to the
sleazy, trashy showbiz report.
Let's jump out on it right now. Britney Spears says she takes nude photos of herself or her in a new dress, whatever, as an act of freedom.
Huh.
She says folks would understand if they knew what it's like to pose thousands of times for someone else's approval. She said, now it's time for me to go ahead and do my thing. She calls her sister, Jamie calls her a bitch.
Oh, wow.
And says her
Guess they don't get along.
No, they don't. And her dad is a drunk, and she says she would have done anything to have him as a conservator, but they named him, and he was taking some of the money for his own personal problems. It was something else. It's a brand new book that's out. I may accidentally go get it.
I'm thinking I want to read it too. What is it, her memoirs or something?
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
The Woman in Me.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I think that's what it's called. Well, does Taylor Swift inspire Travis Kelce with the Chiefs? Does she? Well, when she's in the stadium, he manages 99 yards a game. When she's not there, 46 yards.
Oh, my.
Game.
Taylor, if you know.
But they play like 6 games so far?
Yeah.
6, yeah.
I think there's 6-1.
And he sort of showed out yesterday as well, but it's something to be on a stage that large, and all of a sudden you got to talk to Mahomes. Hey, Pat.
Yeah,
throw it to me, man.
Throw it to me. Yeah.
Look me up, Pat.
Yeah. Look,
my girl here.
Taylor's up there with your wife, Brittany, and they're hanging out.
She says if I can do a touchdown for her, she'll do something for me. Anyway, Toby Keith begins his comeback tour in Las Vegas after his cancer diagnosis.
Good for him.
Back in December. Way to go, Toby. Tom Brady and his latest girl have now called it quits. That's the way to do it, Tom. There are more fish in the sea. And what a hook you have. All right. And finally, producers have...
Yeah, remember, Tom, if it doesn't say Mrs. Paul's, throw it back.
Producers have yet to start the post-Daniel Craig James Bond saga. They don't know what to do with it. Daniel Craig didn't want it to be a woman. He didn't want it to be black.
Well, what has he got to say? Can't the directors, the producers, and the owners of that franchise make the decision?
Oh, yeah, they can.
Okay.
Remember in the his last episode as Bond, they did have a black female 007.
I remember that.
We'll see what happens, but they haven't even started on rewriting it yet. And finally, Adele has extended her Vegas trip.
Or Vegas residency, I guess. Yeah,
I guess that's it. Until when? June of 2024.
Wow.
Does she like Vegas or what?
I mean, that's like having a job. I mean, it's like a real job every single day. Or she may only perform 3 days a week, though. Those residencies are, somewhat sporadic.
And she can do it the way she wants to. I've seen her just perform, and I've seen her sitting on the steps talking to people and all that. It's all part of the show. At the end of when she says goodnight, you look at your watch. She sang 2 songs.
At the end of the night, as long as she gets her money, she's happy.
That's it. That's your Hollywood update, folks.
All right, very well. We've got your
dumbass joke of the day.
Hey.
Wait,
What?
we got one more audio.
Hold on.
Oh, we got one more audio.
You wrote the pencil in there.
Oh, yeah, I penciled it in. One more piece of audio before we get to your dumbass joke of the day.
Everybody.
It's our buddy Donald Trump. And here's Donald. Halloween is next Monday or next Tuesday rather, and we won't be here because we'll be off for the
collecting candy
extended Halloween weekend. So we won't be here next Monday. But Donald Trump wanted to share his thoughts on Halloween. Here he is.
I have signed a tremendous new executive order today that restores Halloween back to being the sacred pagan holiday that Jesus always taught us it should be. No more going trick-or-treating before it gets dark in non-flammable costumes and going out in groups where no one's drinking. We're going to go back to the good old days where we'd blow up our miserable old neighbor's mailbox with a quarter stick of dynamite and then blame it on the deranged Nazi guy at the end of the block. We are going to make Halloween great again, with razor blades and turd-shaped Baby Ruth bars and caramel apples with just a hint of chloroform. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to be giving out candy dressed as George Bush Sr. in a wheelchair. So kids, if your moms are at least a 7, I would love to pose for a picture with them and get them to squeeze my colostomy bag.
Halloween should be great.
Oh, by the way, Dylan dropped us a note saying that Britney Spears' Instagram is wild.
I get it. It's always popping up on my Instagram page. Do you get it too, Richard? She dances and she's wearing these little skimpy outfits, but it looks kind of, to be honest, it looks kind of trashy. Well, I hate to say that because I've always thought Britney Spears was very attractive, but these videos she does, she looks kind of trashy, kind of skanky.
Well, you have to look at it.
You have to look at it.
You remember Britney? You remember Britney Spears when she started?
Yeah.
In the red and the little high school, and now she's gone through all kinds of crap, saying
pole dancing,
that she had an abortion because she and Justin Timberlake made a baby, and all kinds of different things. So, and you wonder sometimes how close did she come? That's, she said, is the reason she shaved her head, because she got tired of being people trailing her, the paparazzi, and she said, I'm going to give you something, shaved her head and drove off. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I feel sorry for her. I don't feel she is 100% all here.
Oh, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But I do want to read the book and find out more. All right, we've got to get to take 2 on the...
Just like the videos, you want to keep watching.
Dumbass joke of the day.
All right, we got 3 very cheesy jokes, and we call upon Ron to pick one of the cheesy jokes. So once again, Ron gets to pick his cheese. Joke number 1, the dating dilemma. Number 2, the car crash. Number 3, the boy at the brothel. Again, the dating dilemma, the car crash, the boy at the brothel.
Brittany has just separated from her husband. Let's talk about dating.
Dating. Which one was that? Oh, the dating dilemma. Yes. All right. So the kid says to his dad, Dad, I fell in love. I want to date this awesome girl. And the father says, that's great, son. Who is she? And the kid says, it's Sandra, the neighbor's daughter. Father says, I wish you hadn't said that. I have to tell you something, son, but you must promise not to tell your mother. Sandra is actually your sister. So the boy's kind of bummed out, but a couple months later, he goes back to his dad, says, hey, I've fallen in love again, and she's even hotter. He says, well, who is she? He says, it's Angela, the other neighbor's daughter. And Dad says, oh, no, wish you hadn't said that. Angela is also your sister. So this went on a couple more times. Kid was getting mad. He went straight to his mom crying. He said to Mom, I'm so mad at Dad. I fell in love with 6 girls, and I can't date any of them because Daddy is their father. And the mom gave him a hug and said, son, you can date whoever you want. Don't listen to him. He's not your father.
Oh.
Hey! How about another one? Would you like another just like the other?
Oh, how about this? Even better.
Gonna try.
Hey.
After dying in a car crash, 3 friends go to heaven for the orientation session, and they're all asked the same question when they get up there. When you're in your casket and family and friends are mourning over you, what would you like to hear them say about you? And the first guy says, I'd like to hear them say that I was one of the greatest doctors of my time and a great family man. Second guy says, I'd like to hear that I was a wonderful husband and a great school teacher who made a huge difference in the children of tomorrow. Third guy thinks for a while and says, I guess I'd like to hear him say, look, he's moving. Okay, come on. He's in his casket. You get it?
Yeah,
we get it.
Damn.
Ron, did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. What the hell did you do this weekend?
I got one more for you, all right? 7-year-old kid walks into a brothel. He's 7 years old, slaps a $10 bill on the counter. He says, give me a hooker. Oh, the madam says, get lost, kid. The kid then slaps a $50 bill on the counter and says, come on, give me a hooker. Madam raises an eyebrow. But before she could say anything, the kid slaps $1,000 on the table and says, give me a hooker with herpes. And she says, what? Why would you want a hooker with herpes? He says, well, because I would get it on with her and get herpes. Then I'd go home and screw the babysitter and she would get herpes. When my dad comes home, he'd screw the babysitter and he'll get herpes. Eventually, when my dad screws my mom, she'll get herpes. And on Wednesday, when the pool man comes over, she'll screw him and that asshole will get herpes. And that's the son of a bitch that killed my frog.
Hey, revenge works certain ways, huh? It's revenge is always something.
Yeah, revenge,
better
man.
served bitter, I guess.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You can't get much better than those. All right,
Yeah.
what do we got here next?
I'm just thinking about that when you were real young. Did we really care at that time when we were really, really young and on the prowl?
Care about?
Oh, being infected.
Oh, I don't know. I think so, but I think
or were you just so happy she said yes?
I think we all care, but you know,
at the same time, I think
it's
like I'll deal with it later.
Yeah. You know what? That I know what to do.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get through this. Yeah, I have a good doctor. All right, we got to get Tribond. Tribond, where we give you 3 words. You got to come up with 1 word that works with the 3. Your answer must match mine. Last week I gave you this Tribond, and I knew, okay, this is going to be too difficult. Nobody's going to get it. The 3 words. You got to come up with 1 word that works with the 3. Color, bond, tip. Let me give them to you one more time. Color, bond, tip.
Color,
bond, tip. Is anybody, do you think anybody's going to get it? I gave you a full 7 days.
Pencil, glue. No.
Nope. I gave you 7 days to think about it. Okay, I'll give you the 3 words.
Just throw it out there, man. Just throw them out there.
One more time. Color, bond, tip. No luck? No chance? All right. The word is try. Try color, try bond, try tip.
I tell you what, Richard, when this program is over,
yeah,
I think we need to have a little meeting with this gentleman over here.
I had to come up with one that you guys wouldn't get. All right. I got one for
that was aggressively hard.
Yeah. It's like you were angry.
Oh, well.
You had something to prove.
Okay, this is the Tribond for 2 weeks from now because next Monday we are off for the Halloween weekend. So we'll give you this one today.
The address, she copped it. She said it.
Who did?
My wife. She actually knew what it was.
She said try?
Well, she just messaged me.
Oh,
wow.
Well, maybe she heard me give it
Probably
before
so.
she. All right. Here, this is for the November the 6th when we return because we're off next Halloween weekend. 3 words. You got to come up with 1 word that works with the 3. The 3 words I say: plane, traffic, concert. Now, this one is so easy, a 3-legged dog with no tail and an eye patch could get it.
Well, tell me about plane. Is it airplane or is it plane as in?
No, I'll give it to you. I'll say airplane. Plane, traffic, concert. Easy. A monkey squeezing his banana out of the peel would easily get this. Plane, traffic, concert. All right, we'll come back in 2 weeks, give you the answer. Meanwhile, We got to give you the answer to Too Tough Trivia.
Yeah, and we did have a winner as far as those individuals who are commenting on what we do and what we say and what they wish we do. Aretha and Martinez Flores, she got it. Remember I said the Olympics are in Los Angeles?
Right.
All right. So obviously they have to be the Summer Olympics.
All right.
She had two. One was Antarctica, and that makes sense because it's the Summer Olympics. The other, Africa.
Those are the correct?
Africa.
That's not you say countries or continents?
He said country. What countries never?
Antarctica isn't a country. Neither is Africa. That's a continent. There's different countries within Africa.
I guess we all need to go back to geography school.
Jack, am I right? Bro?
Well, I think you might be right.
It is a continent
and a country.
And I was about to say, and it's a country.
Is it?
Yes.
I think it's
kind of like Texas. It's a whole other country.
And at the same time, yeah, I can see the point that you're making.
But I see where you're talking about.
Yeah. Because
that's why I say Ghana.
Because when they have it in China, you know, if they've had it in China, they had it in Russia and all of that. Yeah. So actually, Arissa was correct, and Richard, you were wrong.
Okay. I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
But it's a good point.
The customers are always right.
Man, isn't he argumentative today? I don't know what.
Our friend Amy Crossland is watching, and she says, "You guys rock." Appreciate that. One last thing before we wrap up.
Oh, did you check out Mike?
Mike.
I think he was throwing out an answer. I'm not going to give it out.
He doesn't have it. It's not right.
That's not okay.
Not the correct answer.
He said controller, and that's not it.
Here we go. One last thing before we get out of here, I wanted to mention. Remember, I used to talk about how the Church of Scientology had tracked me down where I lived in my 3 houses ago, and they used to send me material all the time because I read the book Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard because it was being promoted at that time on TV by great athletes like Roger Staubach or actors like Tom Cruise and John Travolta and all these people. You got to read Dianetics. So you read it and you fill out some paper when you read it or some such thing. They get your name and address, and they're out of Kansas City, the actual, I guess, their headquarters. My God, I hadn't heard anything from them in years. Somehow they tracked me down at my current residence. I've been there 21 years and hadn't heard anything from them. And now I get this note. Dear Jack, have you heard about the books that L. Ron Hubbard wrote? Sincerely, Eliza. And it's from the church, as you can see. Church of Scientology. Yeah, that's it. They did send a pamphlet promoting, his book about Dianetics and so forth. And the discussion of Dianetics and the discoveries of what Dianetics and whatever it has to do.
Does anybody remember what Ron Hubbard did and how he lived? Does anybody?
I don't. Do you?
He had a big, giant yacht.
That's right. He never came ashore.
He never came ashore.
No.
That is correct.
I used to say that in the ocean.
Yeah.
Way he had stuff brought to him. He had the food, drink, women, all of that. He had that brought to him.
Because he's 3 miles out, so nobody
he can do whatever he wants to do.
You can't be, called in on any charges or anything.
That's aggressive.
That's your L. Ron Hubbard right there.
Yeah. But anyway, he wrote Dianetics, and I read it.
All the time to do it.
And this is back in, good God, that book, I must have read it in 1982, 83. Something like that.
As thick as that thing is.
I read that whole damn book.
It must have really.
It's like 400 and 500 pages or something.
And then tell me now, you didn't get past. You got past page 50.
I got past. I read the whole thing because according to Roger Staubach at the time, who was now a former quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, he said, "You read this book, it'll change your life. You will become everything you want to be. It'll turn your life around." I thought, well, I like reading positive thinking books. Things that are going to motivate you. It didn't do a thing for me. Yeah. I read the whole thing, and maybe I just didn't take it in right. But
they
anyway,
if he's saying that, my goodness gracious, it will change you and change your life. They say the same thing about the Bible.
No, and here's the final word on this thing was, I continued to be bombarded by mail from these people not email but regular mail for years and years, and they constantly wanted to. Have me because the book Dianetics, it never really kind of ends. It gets to the end and it says, now you need to go through some sessions, brainwashing or mind cleansing sessions.
Now you were right the first time.
And you got to become a clear, as they called it. And then After you become a clear and your mind is washed of all the negative thoughts, you will move on to the next level. And then there was another book and another class. I thought, well, why did Roger Staubach lie to me? He didn't tell me it was a hook to get you to do other stuff.
They paid him. Leah Remini, who left the Church of Scientology.
Thank God she
and
did.
Has done a number of specials on it. Was talking about how if you anger them, they'll come to your house.
Yeah, they'll come get you.
Yeah, and they've broken up families. You know,
oh God! Now they got my address, so if I anger them, they'll come get me. Anyway, and coincidentally, one of the funny things when I was traveling to Kansas City quite frequently, my daughter would play in these Missouri Valley tennis tournaments, and I'm walking down the street in one of the more popular parts of town, and where am I walking by? Right there, the address says Church of Scientology. I thought, man, this is it. This is the hub. This is the corporate headquarters. And I felt no obligation to go in and let them know who I was.
That's because you're not a clear.
That's right. We got to get out of here, man. We've been going way too long. We got to wrap this thing up. Remember, we will be here November 6th. We won't be here next Monday. Halloween weekend, we take the whole damn weekend off. So November 6th, we return that Monday with more of the same crap we always do. So we'll get out of here now. When you go out to do what you do, do it like we do. Oh, and before we go, we got to thank Othello's Italian Restaurant.
I felt like it was light. I felt like something was missing.
Yeah, that's it. I forgot to thank Richard for all his efforts. Yeah. And we got to thank Othello's Italian Restaurant for letting us come in here and totally turn the place upside down here in Edmond each and every week. And remember, they also have another Othello's Italian Restaurant in Norman.
All right. And not only that, remember I was talking about Mary Moon I met at the restaurant?
Yes.
She dropped us a note. Oh, Mary Elizabeth Baker Moon.
Ah.
And she said, hi, Ron.
Oh, so, yeah, I see that. Hi, Mary Elizabeth Baker Moon. How are you?
Now, I want you to look. Jack, Ron.
Jack, Ron. It happens to me all the time, too.
We love you.
And thanks to the people that are the major sponsor of the show, Flash Hauler. If you ever need to move any merchandise, any furniture or whatever, they are the game changers in the moving industry, and they can do it like within hours. They got trucks, drivers all over the state. Go to flashhauler.com.
Let them do the heavy work.
All right. Now, when you go out to do what you do it like Jack and Ron. Be the very best at what you can do like Jack and Ron. Be the best. Give it 110, 120, 130% effort like Jack and Ron. Go out there, give it hell.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Good day.